Today, we just wrapped up day 2 of the Niners training camp, and well, the Niners defense frankly put it to the Niners offense today. In this video, I'm focusing specifically on defensive line and people that really stood out today, starting with their big addition this offseason, Javon Hargrave. Hargrave's arguably been one of the best defensive tackles across the entire NFL, really due to his size and quick burst, getting under the pads, and great handwork. Today though, he blew past Aaron Banks and recorded a sack on Brock Purdy during 11-on-11s. Moving on to the next main player that I think did fantastic today and continues to shine this offseason. It's a player I mentioned yesterday, and that is Drake Jackson. He's looking fantastic this year. He looks bulked up and ready to start the run too. And point evidence today was when Christian McCaffrey was running towards Drake Jackson's side, he was actually able to stop him dead in his tracks for a loss of around 5 on the play. Throughout this camp, and really last year going into his rookie year, I was impressed by Drake Jackson. He also made plays throughout his rookie year, having 3 sacks total last year, and I expect him to make a huge jump from year 1 to year 2. As I touched on previously, Drake Jackson has been poorly utilized throughout his college career, leading him to be somewhat ineffective as a rookie, leading to those only 3 sacks I mentioned. This offseason, however, he did rework his whole entire body and he looks much stronger. Even Chris Kasarik said this was his challenge to Drake Jackson this offseason, to stack days. And boy, he's already stacked the first 2 days of training camp because arguably he's the best defensive lineman out there. And I have Drake Jackson as the starting defensive end opposite of Nick Bosa. Even though Clelin Ferrell is in competition, I do expect Drake Jackson to run away with this job. Moving on to another player that always seems on the verge of a breakout year but never quite there, Javon Kinlaw. Today on the defensive tackle spot, he killed it. He stuffed every single run that came his way, it seemed like, and even yesterday, Javon Kinlaw looked great. He looked the healthiest he's ever been. He was moving around effectively. But I don't want to become too caught up in the moment. He has suffered some pretty significant setbacks in his career, but it is impressive to see Kinlaw moving well, and I'm excited to see how he'll play on the defensive line when pads actually go on and how his body will hold up throughout training camp and this upcoming year. I hope he has a great role and rotational piece alongside Javon Hargrave. Today was an extremely strong day for the Niners' #1 defense last year, and I wouldn't be surprised if they look to repeat similar statistics. They're flying around there and they look fantastic. Coupled with the new coaching of Steve Wilks, I'm expecting big things for this defense. Furthermore, I do want to touch on the Nick Bosa contract situation since it is a defensive line video. Nick Bosa still hasn't received his contract. But if we look last year when Deebo Samuel received his contract, it was around day 6 of training camp, and we're only at day 2 right now. So it could be happening any day right now. If we go off last year, it should happen within like 4 or 5 days. And John Lynch is saying he's working hard to get this done, but it is extremely complicated because how much Nick Bosa will actually be paid. I wouldn't be surprised if he's at $30 million at least a year. But these are just my initial thoughts on the Niners training camp and their defensive line performance today. I would love to hear your thoughts on the defensive line performance today and which players really stuck out to you while you're watching practice and what you're excited to see moving forward. It would also mean a ton to me if you liked and subscribed. And as always, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.